What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video, and in today's video we're talking all about that training dummy one-shot challenge, along with which STMR I think you should choose and how good they really all are. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to cover with this event is that I literally rattled my brain a lot before heading in here. I was under the assumption that it was going to be pretty hard to kill, pretty hard to one-shot, and I went through all this FFBE equip stuff, thinking to myself, you know, I want to be ready before I go in there. What's the best way I can do this? What are the best 5 units I can take in to take it down? So I start building them, I start changing some stuff in the game, all this great stuff. And then I come to realize they're going to force Volca and Ayaka on your team. And I thought to myself, what in the world is this? So then I had to start deleting some of the characters I had thought of, going through my own mind, like I said, being worried a little bit about how this is going to turn out. And then we finally get into the battle. I'm like, here we go, still dummy. I'm taking you down. This is going to be tough. We're going to get it done in a couple of turns here because this is a turn challenge. And then, you know, you kind of learn that what are you doing? Obviously, everybody in the game needs to be able to clear this because you can't use those coins on anything substantial unless you get all 50. And you learn that Tifa is just that powerful. You just one shot with Tifa and get it over with. So as we move forward through these, I need to stop just allowing myself to be rattled so much and the idea of being overwhelmed with like, how am I going to one-shot this thing, and just give it a try to begin with. I think it's something I need to work on with myself. Just gotta get in there and get in the nitty-gritty and see how it goes down. And I hope in the future that I know that everybody needed to complete it to get that STMR, but I do like the concept of this because they pretty much are acknowledging how the meta is right now with Dark Visions and everything else. People are trying to one-shot stuff or at least kill it extremely quickly. So they maybe have like a legendary version so we can kind of well out, kind of get our strategies down, work with each other in the community and think of different ways we can get it done. And it doesn't have to be the best prize in the world, but it'd be just kind of cool as a challenge that it feels a little bit tougher while you give this to everybody else. Put another higher challenge on there, and don't force us to have Ayaka and, you know, anybody else on our team. Let us just go run free with our dicks hanging out, and let's see what happens down there. You know what I mean? When we get in there, I want to have a little bit of fun with that. So moving on, we need to talk about how we're gonna actually spend these turn challenge tokens. And the thing about it is this video is so hard for me to make. I don't think you guys understand. I, as a content creator for FFBE, am very worried about giving you guys advice that could be detrimental to you. Like, it sounds weird. You probably don't think that, but it really is. Like, people come on my stream all the time. Claic, what's the best STMR? Should I choose this or this? How do I do this? You know, with my account, blah, blah, blah. And I always am very reluctant to answer those kinds of questions because it really is dependent on you. What is your account like? How you doing? What are you struggling with? How many units of this unit do you have? Do you have enough true dual wield to build? Do you have enough true dual wield magic to build, etc., etc.? The rabbit hole goes endlessly, and I never want to just give somebody advice and then the next day it just turns into a disaster for them and it sets them back 2 or 3 weeks of farming or something like that. So, but I grit my teeth. We're in here. We're going to make this video. So the first thing I want to talk about is make sure you look at these STMRs and go over your units. And if you're close, you got 3 of a unit, you're about to pop one of these bad boys off in some random summon, do not pick that one, in my opinion. Because what's going to happen is you're going to be like, I love Beach Girls. I'm pulling it. This is going to be great for my tank or my support. Click it, buy it. The next day, you're going to summon the last one you needed, and there's the 2 STMRs, which wouldn't be a bad thing to have 2 Beach Girls STMRs, but it may be bad for you. You know, if you might feel bad if you ended up wasting what could have been your chance to get another one that you don't have. So that's something. And then also look at your kits, look at what you need to progress in the game and how much this would help you with that or in the future. You know, you want to plan for the future when they give away goodies like this as we move forward. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ranking from lowest tier, in my opinion, the ones that most people shouldn't use, up to giving you a range of what I think are the best ones. And you guys can choose from there. So I'm going to go down to the bottom here, and I'm going to say that I think Magic Control Ring, nah, I'm just joking, the worst is Dark Sword Arts, okay? This thing should not be chosen by anybody unless you're so new to the game, you don't have any true double hand, and you have no hope in hell of beating some of these bosses. Then you could pick Dark Sword Arts. Other than that, trash meta, nobody should pick this bad boy, leave it at the bottom. After that, we'll move up a little bit to Magic Control Ring, giving you attack 50, magic 50 on a ring. Great hybrid ring there, right, for your hybrid damage dealers, giving you a little bit of elemental resist as well. But I feel like a lot of the other items we're going to talk about in STMRs and materia are going to give you better value for your buck. So I'm going to move that down a little bit there. We'll move up. We'll keep going up here. Next up, I want to talk about is the other ring, which gives you magic 40, spirit 40, and then 40% spirit 40%. This is going to be a bit better when you're just looking to use it on somebody like a magic damage dealer, because you get that added 40% magic to help you with reaching that cap there. Not that it's much better, and it for sure can't be used as differently, you know, with the attack and the magic as the other one can with like hybrid units, or you could switch on and off, but I still think it adds the value there with that magic 40% to make it more of an offensive item, make it a bit better. Next up, we're going to talk about Coin of Fate Sabin, which is going to give you attack 55 on an accessory, which is pretty dang high. And then we look at training pays off. We get an HP boost of 30%, and then we get an attack boost by 60% when equipped with a fist. Now, this isn't bad. This is a great offensive accessory. If you don't have Tifa like hitting everybody, one-shotting everybody, this could be a great item for you guys out there for your NV Tifas. However, and true dual wielders, oh man, that can equip fists would be great with this. However, I just don't see it as being that big of a deal in the current meta with the items a lot of people have. I think it's very good, but it's not as good as the other ones, or won't see as much use as the other ones. We'll keep moving up through. Next up, I want to talk about is Yin Yang Dual Hand. I think it's really close with the other ones I've talked about already. It's going to boost attack and magic 40% on a materia, but it's also going to give you true dual wield, 50% attack and 50% magic. So again, it's going to work for hybrid damage dealers, but more importantly for me, it's going to really give you guys magic true dual wield out there that you don't, if you don't have it completed. Does that make sense? Like, if you look and you have, I'm sure you have a ton of attack true dual wield if you've been playing the game long enough, but magic, you may run into a problem with trying to cap that out like you want to be doing. And I think this is a great option for that. So that's the next one up that you may want to choose if you end up running into that problem. Okay. Now moving forward, this is where things get super muddy. I'd say those are on the lower tiers. We got Dark Swords on the very bottom, and those are the lower tiers. We're going to start moving up now, and from here, it's really going to be up to you to decide which one you want to be getting, and then I'm going to tell you guys which one I'm going to pick at the very end of this. Next up, I'm going to say not that coin, Edgar's coin. I love this coin when I finally got it. It was so hype, but again, there's something going on in this game where it's a one-shot meta. It just seems like DV is where everything's going, and we're not really building our teams to be super tanky, super resistant. Be careful of status elements and stuff like that right now. I'm not saying we're not going to move back into that meta. We're not going to get some NV trials that require us to be a little bit more thoughtful, but I think a lot of people are focused on getting those high scores in DV. So while this does give you attack 50, gives you some LB up, the resistance to status elements may fall flat for a lot of you guys out there when you're doing Dark Vision. So that's why it's moved down a little bit for me, but I think it's going to hold its value over time. So that's a really good one there. Next up, what I want to talk about is Beach Girls. We're going to get a boost to defense and spirit by 50%, which is a crap ton, and then get us some nice elemental resist, 60% on 3 elements. Fantastic defensive STMR here that can be used on a lot of different people in a lot of different scenarios. I think it's very good, but again, it kind of falls under the problem, which is if you don't see yourself really enjoying the super hard trials that may come out in the future, you're really invested in DV, you want to up your scores, this might not be the option for you. That's all I want to say there. And like I said, it gets muddled. I'm trying to go through these and rank them, you know, the best I can. I think next up for me is going to be Cool Beauty. HP boost 50%, MP 50%, and then it gives you those nice elemental resist. So it's kind of the same, but in this aspect, it's going to be the HP and MP that get boosted about 50%. So it's really going to be up to you. HP is always a huge thing. It's covering a few different elements, I do believe. Maybe water is the same between the two of them because it's like supposed to be the water people, the beach people. But it's probably on par with the last one we just talked about. Again, a ton of uses, can go on any unit. It doesn't matter if they're an attack unit, you know, support, defensive unit. Most of the time you're probably going to put it on a support or defensive unit, but it can really help you out and live in a lot of scenarios. And let's see, let's make sure I'm not missing one. Winged Heart, I think, would be next. And the only reason this thing is going below what the other ones we're going to talk about is, again, because of the status effects haven't really been a problem for me. A lot of the units coming out have status effect resist already. Like, they're covering the base ones that you need, Petrify, Paralyze, Confuse. They seem to be pushing that a lot in the units that are releasing now. So this ribbon effect has started to become less and less needed. But combine that with it's on a materia slot. It's not in your accessories. It's giving you this nice elemental resist, some charm resist up. Man, Winged Heart is an amazing STMR that will never go out of style and is really, really great. And then after that, I think the last two, which make sure I'm not missing one here, and I think it's a close call, is going to be unquestionable loyalty, spirit 30, HP 50%. And the reason I bring this up is, I know what you're going to say. What about Cool Beauty? They had like 50% across the board with some elemental resist. You are going to be using a magic cover tank 9 times out of 10 in every fight. Like, it just seems like you use a magic cover tank, and then you use some off support with full evade, 100% provoke on the side. And this item right here is insane for magic cover tanks because of the MP recovery and the HP and spirit boost that it both has together. Because a lot of the times, again, your magic cover tank doesn't need that defense. So to split up to HP and spirit is going to be best in slot for a lot of the magic cover tanks. So this is going to be really good, and I think it's great. And last but not least, the Emperor's Ring, I think may be the best item that you guys can get here. Best bang for your buck. It's an accessory giving you defense and spirit 30, 50% fire resist, then also applying HP 40%, spirit 30% with a light shield, and spirit and defense, 30% with a heavy shield. This thing is a tank's dream. A tank's wet dream. You want to have it on your tanks, and if you end up having to use that fire resist, it's going to be even better. Like I said, it's really close to the top. But you know what? I actually messed up on that. That's not the best thing you can buy. Gil Snapper Towers, baby. Why you guys get an STMR anyway? Just buy. No, I'm just joking. Don't buy them. Make sure you buy an STMR, guys. And overall, I hope my analysis of these and these tier meta help you guys. I didn't really know how to put this video together. I'm going to be getting the Emperor's Ring. I'm going to go ahead and pop that off right now. Blam, blam. Yes, get me another one of these bad boys because I think they're amazing. Just to make sure you guys, I go by my word and not grab the Gil Snapper Towers because, you know how Gil is in FFBE nowadays. It's an uh-oh word. But let me know what you guys are choosing, okay? So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below which one of these bad boys you're choosing and why. Subscribe for more FFBE content. Follow me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Claic Yuzolt, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.